There's so many areas that we could start off with, but let's start off with talking to people who have doubt. Define the different kinds of doubts that you've seen as you've talked with people.
Well, first, just a definition. I would define doubt as uncertainty, and that's probably the best synonym, in my opinion. Uncertainty regarding God or our relationship to Him. Questions about God or questions about us in light of Him. Now, we see different kinds of questions. We see people asking questions about the truth of Christianity. We see people saying, hey, I don't question the truth of Christianity at all. I just wonder if I can be counted among their number. Did I say the right words? Did I do the right thing? What if I'm wrong? And we see the other kind of questions you ask too. Why do bad things happen to good people? And how come it seems that my prayers don't get past the ceiling? I think it's convenient if we divide doubt into three family groupings.
Okay.
And I do it in this order because doubt often progresses this way. First of all, factual doubt. Factual doubt is fairly simple, not necessarily simple because there are no good questions, but simple the way a clean break is simple compared to a compound fracture. Because the answer to factual doubt is the facts. And in my opinion, no belief system is clearer with data than Christianity. So you have factual questions, you have factual answers, and that's the key.
Yeah, and I got to say, though, but from the guy that's been raised basically in the street, and we have so many broken down homes today in our society, and they've never seen God, never been to church, okay, and to start talking about God, this is the furthest thing from their mind that
Right.
There's a reality, that God is a reality, that He's actually there, because for them, they don't see evidence of that, okay? So that's part of the intellectual doubt that comes, so we'll talk to that, but keep going.
Yeah, and the second kind, as you said, emotional doubt is by far the most common and by far the most painful. I've done some work with a psychologist buddy of mine, and we've given people batteries of exams so we can kind of tell, or he does the work on this, personality types, and we kind of predict what kind of doubt certain personality types have, and we've come up with a scale that you can take questions and see what kind of doubt you have. Well, it's from that we learn, this is just a guess, maybe 70% of doubters are primarily emotional doubters. It's the most common and it's very painful, but it's the one concerning which there are the most twists and turns because it's not as bad generally as the person tells himself.
Define more about what emotional doubt is.
Sure.
What do you mean?
Well, a factual doubt comes from asking tough questions, which Jesus, really the Son of God, is early raised from the dead. Emotional doubt is mood related. It's personality related. And it often comes from, we don't stop and think about this, but it comes after a hard day in the office. It comes after flunking an exam. It comes after a child is having issues. It comes perhaps when you ask somebody out and they say no. I mean, you get caught up with things emotionally and things don't work out as you think they should. And it's those moments, often late at night in bed, and you say, what if I'm going to hell? Now, you know, I've taken informal surveys among thousands of people. How many of you, after salvation, have contemplated at some point that you could just be, maybe, what if, going to hell? I've seen up to 100% of hands raised.
For sure.
Typically, I just did this a few days ago with the group, 70, 80%. Very common. That's a what if kind of doubt. And you say to the person, well, John, do you have any reason to think you're going to hell? Well, no, but what if? Or I could ask that same factual question. See, doubt has more to do with why you're saying what you're saying than it does what you're saying. So you could say, well, what if Christianity is false? Well, John, maybe you have a question you want to lay on the table here. No, I just wondered, what if it is? Nothing on your mind. No, nothing, but what if? They're asking factual questions, but what if questions are usually emotional. And so they are fact-related, first category, mood-related, second category. See, I may ask about the truth of Christianity, but I'm not asking about the data. I'm asking how I feel about the data. And I'm asking what's going on in my life when I'm asking that question. That's emotional.
Yeah, and the emotional does come into the theological, but because of what you do believe influences what you feel.
Oh, absolutely. What you say to yourself influences what you do and how you feel. And so if you're not clicking on all cylinders up here, I mean, we all know to say, it's a great day until someone cuts me off in traffic. And the minute I say it's, bummer, this always happens, bad day coming, All of a sudden, I feel down. That's kind of the process that happens often with us. And what are we talking about again? Feelings.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the intellectual, but I want to spend the most of the time on the emotional. What are the big ones in terms of the intellectual problems? Give us a couple hints of how to get through those.
Well, and by the way, the third one is volitional, which has to do with will, and that can be a lot more serious. The person has very few feelings, and it's loss of motivation. The person who the zeal is gone, they're on the fence, or they're worse and they're starting to drift.